Alright, so for the first video in this series, I'm going to install Virtual Environment. Virtual Environment is right here. It's a tool that keeps the dependencies required by different projects in separate places. Basically what that's saying is I can have two completely separate projects in Django. One that requires on, we'll say, Django 1.5 and one that requires on, we'll say, Django 1.10. And I can have both of these separate projects running at the same time without running into interferences by only having Django 1.10 or only Django 1.5 installed. And the way we're going to do this is through pip, which you should be familiar with. So right now I'm going to do pip freeze. And you'll see I have Django 1.10 installed, so I'm actually going to uninstall that. Pip uninstall. I wonder if I can just do that. Proceed, yes. And the reason I'm uninstalling it is because right now it's installed as kind of like a global Django setting, and I want to specifically install Django on separate virtual environments. So pip freeze again. Alright, I have nothing that's listed here, so I have nothing installed on pip. I do want to do this, the pip install virtual env. So pip install virtual env. And that's going to install this virtual environment tool onto a global setting, which is what we want it as. So I'll do pip freeze. And you can see right there I got virtual and 15.0.3. So you can see down here the basic usage. You know, I'm going to go into CD workspace. We're going to go into Django. I'm going to remove -r on my site because I don't care what's in there anymore. So now I have an empty Django working directory. I normally create a directory for all my virtual environments, so I'm going to do that right here, and I'm going to call it envs for short for environments. CD into that. And the way you create a new virtual environment, you can see it right here. There's your command, virtual env, and then the name of the virtual environment. So I'm going to say virtual environment, and we're going to say project, or proj, P-O-R-J, env. And you'll see pretty much what it's doing is it goes in and finds the install location, which is right here, of my Python on my computer. And all it really does is kind of copies that over to this Django ends project and scripts Python directory. So now I pretty much have a copy of the Python executable, but it's now in this directory, the project env. Now the way I activate this, so I can start working on the project specific virtual environment, I go project env, I tab it out, there's a directory called scripts in there, and then there's this activate.bat script. So I don't have anything that tells me that this worked, but I can do pip freeze. And notice nothing's listed. When I did pip freeze up here, I had virtual environment listed. It's not listed anymore. It means I'm on a different instance of the Python. Different instance of the Python, a different virtual environment. The problem is we want to have that indication. We want to be able to see right here when we're on the virtual environment. Oh, and by the way, if you're using Mac, I believe the command is going to be source. Let's see, it should be something like source project env bin or scripts activate, something like that. If you have a Mac and you can't figure this out, hit me up, email me, or just text me, and I can help you out. Alright, so we want this project env, the name of the virtual environment, to show up on our command prompt so that we can actually tell when we're working on it. And I'm not going to get into the whole nitty-gritty details of it. All I want you to do is cd into commander root. You'll see that this is my install location where I have commander. I'm going to go into the vendor directory, and I'm going to open up this file, clink.lua. So, I wonder if I can open up in Notepad. Clink.lua. There we go. Alright. Now, I've already done the research and found the solution to why this isn't working. There is a solution that someone came up with out on GitHub. If you go to this link right here, it's going to open this up. And we pretty much need to replace this set prompt filter function. So I'm going to highlight all the way from line 20 to line 49, all the way from function set prompt filter to the end. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go here. You see mine is on, my original set prompt filter is on line 20. You'll see it's only, you know, 2 comments followed by 4 lines. I'm going to just highlight that and highlight that, and I'm going to paste in the new one. So now if you look from here to the GitHub solution, I'm just copying his solution for the function. I'm going to save this by hitting Control S. You'll see this little star up here go away. Alright, so that's saved. But now I need to exit and relaunch Commander. And let's CD into workspace Django again. Now I'm going to CD into EMS. And I'm going to launch my virtual environment by saying project environment, project env scripts activate. And I should see the name of the virtual environment pop up. So boom. So there we go. So now what I can do is I can do pip freeze. You notice nothing at all is listed here. So I'm working on a completely project level virtual environment that now I can install all sorts of different modules, all sorts of different tools, and it's not going to interfere with any other projects I'm working on as long as I work on a separate virtual environment.